Pretinho, faz tudo pelo nosso amor, faz tudo pelo bem do nosso bem, meu bem. A saudade minha dor, que anda arrasando com meu coração. Não duvide que um dia eu te darei o céu, o meu amor junto com o anel, pra gente se casar, no cartório ou na igreja, se você quiser. Se não quiser, tudo bem, meu bem, mas tente compreender. Morando em São Gonçalo, você sabe como é. Hoje à tarde a ponte engarrafou e eu fiquei a pé. Tentei ligar pra você, o orelhão da minha rua estava escangalhado, o meu cartão tava zerado, mas você crê se quiser. Pretinha, faz tudo pelo nosso amor, faz tudo pelo bem do nosso bem, meu bem, neném, ai, faz comigo. A saudade é minha dor, que anda arrasando com meu coração. Não duvide que um dia eu te darei o céu, o meu amor junto com o anel, pra gente se casar, no cartório ou na igreja, se você quiser. Se não quiser, tudo bem, meu bem, mas tente compreender, tente compreender. Morando em São Gonçalo, você sabe como é. Hoje à tarde a ponte engarrafou e eu fiquei a pé. Tentei ligar pra você, o orelhão da minha rua estava escangalhado, o meu cartão tava zerado, mas você crê se quiser. Pra você, o orelhão da minha rua estava escangalhado, o meu cartão tava zerado, mas você crê se quiser.
Posso conquistar tudo que eu quero mais. Foi tão fácil pra te controlar, com jeito de menina brincalhona, a fórmula perfeita pra poder te comandar. Pensou que eu fosse cair mesmo nesse papo que tá solteira agora quer parar. Eu finjo, vou fazendo meu teatro e te faço de palhaço pra te dominar. Tá fazendo tudo que eu mando, achando que logo vai me ter, mas no fundo eu só tô brincando com você. Poderosa eu sou, quase anjo, hipnose já ganhei você. Nesse jogo vamos ver quem é que vai vencer. que logo vai me ter, mas no fundo eu só tô brincando com você.
coração. Ai, me faz sofrer, faz que me mata, se não mata, fere. Crescei, luar, pra iluminar as trevas fundas da paixão. E eu quis lutar contra o poder do amor, cair nos pés do vencedor para ser um serviçal de samurai. Mas eu tô tão feliz, dizem que o amor atrai. Vai sem me dizer, na casa da paixão. Sai quando bem quer, traz uma praga e me afaga a pele. Crescei, luar, pra iluminar as trevas fundas da paixão. Eu quis lutar contra o poder do amor, cair nos pés do vencedor para ser um serviçal de samurai. Mas eu tô tão feliz, dizem que o amor atrai. Serviçal de
Vai no cabeleireiro, no esteticista, malha o dia inteiro, fica de artista, saca dinheiro, vai de motorista, se transporte, vai zoar na pista. Final de semana, na casa de praia, só gastando grana, na maior praia. Vai pra balada, no saco se destaca, com a sua tribo até de madrugada. Burguesia, 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 só no filé. Burguesia, 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 vem o que quer. Burguesia, 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 o croissant. Burguesia, 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 fim de maçã. Burguesia, 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 burguesia. Vai no cabeleireiro, no esteticista, malha o dia inteiro, vida de artista, saca dinheiro, vai de motorista, ou seu carro espaço faz zoar na pista. Final de semana, na casa de praia, só gastando grana, na maior gandaia. Vai pra balada, nem sabe que destaca, com a sua tribo até de madrugada. Burguesia, 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 só no filé. Burguesia, 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 só no filé. Burguesia, burguesia, tem o que quer. Burguesia, 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 o croissant. Burguesia, 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 burguesia. Burguesia, É burguesia, 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 burguesia. É burguesia, burguesa, burguesa. Oh, yeah. Oh.
Aquele adeus não pude dar. Você marcou minha vida, viveu, morreu minha história. Chego a ter medo do futuro, da solidão que em minha porta bate.
It's been a year. Do you remember what you were doing 1 year ago? Where were you at that moment when you realized our lives would never be the same? Maybe it took some time to accept it. Maybe you're still working on that. That's okay. In the last year, we slowed down. We sped up. We found ways to adapt. And complained about all of them. We learned new things. We created. We moved forward. And sometimes stayed still. We raised our voices for what we believe in. We also realized that true leaders emerge in crisis. Who do you want to be emerging out of this experience? What kind of world do you want to create for the years to come? And who do you imagine leading it? Do you want to know a secret? It's us, young people. We don't just have to accept a new normal. We can create it. Every generation has its heroes, and we can be the heroes that lead this generation. Leadership is for everyone, and this is your invitation to activate your leadership with AIESEC.
Okay, hello everyone. I hope you are doing very well, and welcome to this new space where we're going to talk about a bit of Academia Europea and the opportunities that you are going to have with the program Global Teacher of AIESEC. So I'm very glad to be here to share this space with you, this 30 minutes with you. My name is Camila Padilla, and I am the Americas Business Development Manager of AIESEC right now. I am from Colombia. I am living right now in Bogota, but then I also have my project coordinator, that is Tai Min Do, and she's from Australia. You will meet her in a bit as well. But we are both going to be talking about the project and what are the opportunities, what you can do in this global teacher program with Academia Europea specifically, and how can you teach your language in specifically Nicaragua, okay? So first, I wanted to tell you a bit about Academia Europea, because that's why we came here as well, right? To get to know more about these opportunities and about this company in a specific. So what is Academia Europea, or who is Academia Europea? Basically, is the leading language teaching academy in the American continent with 51 years of experience. So in more than 50 years, they have been growing and actually contributing a lot in different countries about how people can actually learn new languages and so on. They are located in more than 70 physical branches, from Mexico to Costa Rica, Dominican Republic, Nicaragua. They are in a lot of countries in Central America. And also they have a global reach, because they also have virtual classes, so they have a global reach. And basically they have the exclusive use as well in the continent of the patented IALS system, the best system to learn another language according to experts, right? So this is something that they have been building for a lot of years, that they have a lot of experience with, and that they have been working on to provide the best language experiences, language learning experiences from people all over Central America and the world in general, right? But also the greatest satisfaction is for more people to fulfill their dreams and achieve their goals. And why do I tell you this? Like, I'm not part of Academia Europea. I told you before, like, I'm part of AIESEC. I've been working in AIESEC, but I'm the one that is managing the partnership with Academia Europea. And this is something that they're constantly seeing, or that they are constantly talking about, on how the fact that they believe that teaching languages to people is something that will open doors for them. It's something that will open the possibility to achieve more dreams, to achieve their goals, to actually get to know more about the world. And this is something they firmly believe in. So this is part of like their big mission and why they are doing this. It's not only about, yeah, you can come and I will teach you a language and just for fun, but it's something that they believe is a very important tool to fulfill their dreams, right? And Academia Europea, it's leader in technological and teaching innovation, and they have the best continental alliances. So for example, they have an alliance, like a partnership with National Geographic Learning, and they also have a lot of certifications. They also have the partnership with AIESEC. So they really like to make sure that all the partnerships that they are building are moving towards innovation in teaching, and how they can actually approach more people from all over the world, because they keep expanding, and that expansion continues at a very accelerated and firm pace, right? So yeah, this is a bit of the company, but what are the languages that they are teaching right now? What are the things that they are doing right now? So basically, these are the main languages that they are teaching, but that you can also teach as part of Academia Europea, right? So for example, we have English, French, Italian, Portuguese, German, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, and Russian. And probably if you're watching this and you are from Brazil, you probably know Portuguese already, right? So that's something that you can teach in Academia Europea. but also it's very important for the people that apply to Academia Europea to have to know English, because they divide you in different classes. So if you can teach some Portuguese classes and also some English classes, this is very important for them. Or if, for example, I think we have someone from Brazil as well that is teaching Portuguese and Chinese. If you know Portuguese and French, Portuguese and Italian, Portuguese and German, like just try to make sure that you are that you know at least more than at least one language of these, because then they can put you in different classes and you can also interact with different students and so on. But this is very important. And since you already have the Portuguese, and probably maybe you are on the way of learning English, or you already know English, if you are understanding this session as well, then you can apply to, because have students virtually, and this is a lot of people. In some months they even have they even have reached more than 100,000 of students virtually. So yeah, this is something that is like it's always going and coming, like a lot of students, they have a lot of classes every time. They are like, yeah, we're going to start with another, like, I don't know, 300 400 students next week. It's like a very dynamic environment in terms of how much they are approaching their students, the classes that they are teaching, and everything. And then when you are part of Academia Europea, you can also nurture a professional but also friendly environment for growth and experiencing, because you are also going to build a very cool network. You're going to meet people from other countries that are part, yes, also from the AIESEC program, but they also have hire people from different countries, because usually they are hiring and bringing people from all over the world, as we told you before, with different partnerships and so on. So you're going to be part of this very cool and multicultural environment, being part of Academia Europea. So you're going to be like a very professional teacher, but also you are going to be part of a friendly environment, and you're going to be able to connect with the students and everything. The interns that we have right now, that you're going to hear in a bit, one of the experiences of someone from Brazil. We are like, they are always telling us that they are also connecting a lot with the students, and that they have very cool students that they are approaching them and telling them, hey, thank you for teaching me. Now I can now I understand better how to speak English with you, or how to speak better Portuguese with you, and all these kind of things. And this is very cool, because then you can see how these new learnings are actually improving and impacting people's lives, right? So for this, I don't want to talk a lot about this and all that excitement, but like I also want other people to talk, and this is why we brought a video of Larissa, that is from Brazil, and she's part right now of the Global Teacher Program with Academia Europea in Nicaragua. Okay, so we're going to show you a video. Give us a sec.
Hello everyone, I'm Larissa Silva and I'm from Brazil. I've been working at Academia Europea since February and I'm really enjoying it. What I like the most about it is that we have students from many different countries, so we learn a lot about different cultures while we are teaching. Their system is really good and helpful for the students and the teachers. Before we start teaching, we have the trainings, and they are awesome. We really learn from it. For me, the best part of the trainings, besides learning about the system, is that we get to meet teachers from all over the world, and we see how they teach different languages. Because in Academia Europea, we have classes for many languages, and that's thrilling. I've been teaching virtual classes, which has been a great experience because it's so nice to feel connected to people that are so far from me. But I also can't wait to go to Nicaragua. Since I started to look for more information about Nicaragua, I've been falling in love with the country and its culture. I can't wait to move there and have the experience of teaching in a new country. And I'm also looking forward to try the food. Everyone from Academia Europea, and especially AIESEC, has supported me in everything that I need. They are always ready to answer any questions We have seminars to align our interests and get prepared for the experience. At the beginning, I was having difficulties with the visa process and I was feeling insecure, but they were always there to help me, and that made me feel much more confident. I'm really glad with all the support that I'm receiving, and I'm sure that I'm not going to be the same person a year from now.
Okay, so if you hear a bit of this very cool experience, Larissa started around 2 months, or yeah, around 2 or 3 months ago in Academia Europea already. And since the project is partly remote, that means that you start working remotely from Brazil, and then you'll travel to Nicaragua. That's what she's doing. She started the project virtually. She has been teaching virtual classes, and now soon, I think at the end of this next month, she's going to travel to Nicaragua, and she's also super excited to go there already and be with the people from Academia Europea, to meet her students and all these kind of things. Because as she was saying, it's very cool too, for one side, getting to know more about the different teachers from a lot of nationalities, but also to get to know about the students and also the country, the food, everything. So yeah, this is just like a small testimony of how the people from Brazil are enjoying to be part of Academia Europea and the experiences that they are having. But to tell you a bit more about the project, about what can you do, how can you go there, yes, you're super excited to work with Academia Europea, you like it, then I'm going to leave the mic to Min, so she can tell you a bit more about the project, about Academia Europea, and what can you do, what do you need to go there. Okay, so Min, you can go.
Thank you, Camila. So you might be wondering, why should we choose to this project? Why should we choose to work with Academia Europea? So first, there is no teaching experience required. The company will provide you with trainings on how to teach your students using one of the best language system that we just mentioned earlier, according to expert. And second thing is that when you go on exchange with AIESEC to work with Academia Europea, you will have an enriching experience, exposing to diverse cultures from the students, where we have them from around the world, Central America, Mexico, and Dominican Republic. But at the same time, we also have a very diverse range of teachers that you will work with at the same time. The working environment is very positive, and the friendly working environment is very multicultural, as mentioned by Cami earlier. And if this is something that you're interested in a long-term relationship, there is opportunity for you to work with Academia in a longer term. So in order to apply for this project, please next slide, Cami. Okay, awesome. So about the role, here are some of the responsibilities if you do get the role with Academia Europea. So you will implement the methodology that we mentioned before in order to teach language to students, which you will be provided trainings. And you will also develop and issue educational contents, including notes, tests, and assignments to the students, and supervise classes to ensure that all students are learning in a safe and productive environment, and very like a multicultural environment with you. And you will also organize supplies and resources for lectures and presentations, prepare and distribute periodic progress reports to communicate with your mentor. You will have mentor during your teaching period to understand what kind of feedback you can take to improve your classes. You will also follow the academic language teaching program provided by the company and evaluate and document students' progress to understand how can you help better improve their language skill. And you will also send the grading sheet of the student corresponding to the assigned classes. So the monthly stipend for this role would be $1,062 US dollars per month. And the working hours would be from Monday to Saturday. So from Monday to Friday, you will work for 8 hours. And on Saturday, you will work for 6 hours according to Nicaragua time zone. So you might be wondering why we put like 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. here. It's not that you're going to work for like 13 hours. Basically, you need to make sure that you are available within these time range from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. In weekdays, and also from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Saturday. The reason why is that the classes will be based on the demand of the students and the school at the beginning of every month. They will provide you with the classes and the time of the classes, and you need to make sure that you will be available during those times. So that's why we put that range of time that you need to make sure that you are available to teach. Please have a next slide, please. Awesome. So in terms of the selection process, here are the whole selection process. So first, you will apply through this link in the slide. We will send in the chat for you guys. So first, you apply through this link, and we will do some CV scanning to understand that whether you are the right fit to our project, or is there any other project that fit you a bit more. And if you meet all the criteria that we have, we will send you an offer to go to AIESEC interview. So if you pass this AIESEC interview, for us to understand whether you're the right fit to the project and whether you uphold some certain values that we believe would be the right fit to not just the AIESEC culture, but also to the company culture, we will offer you to have a company interview. And if you do get past the company interview, you will have something we call an evaluation week, because we believe that only some interview will not, fully help for us to understand your potential, your capabilities. So that's why we have this evaluation week to understand whether you have all the skill that we need, or whether this is the project that you want to commit for a year. So after this evaluation week, if you and the company feel like you guys are the right fit for each other, the company will offer you an offer letter in order to work with the company, and you will contact your exchange participant manager in AIESEC in Brazil in order to sign acceptance note and do your leadership development assessment. Once that you finish this step, you will start to sign contract and pay administration fee with AIESEC in Brazil. So once every procedure is done, and on our system, is marked as like you already finished all these procedures, you will start your teaching remotely period. And during those teaching remotely period, the reason why we have this is because it is the time for you to not just to get used to the whole teaching procedures, but it's also a chance for you to work on your visa, health insurance, flight, accommodation preparation, and other necessary logistics for you to fly to Nicaragua to teach. So when all of these logistics is done and finalized, you will be ready to go to Nicaragua to teach physically, and to make sure that you're going to have the best experience, not just for teaching, but also a cross-cultural understanding experience that you will have in Nicaragua physically. So next slide, please. So thank you for listening to Cami and I, where we talk a bit about the project, what's your role, what are some benefits, and the company itself. So now we're going to have some Q&A sessions for you guys to ask more questions. If you guys do want to understand more about the procedures, the project itself, or the company itself.
Yes, so I think we're going to have a bit of help of AIESEC in Brazil reading the questions, and as well, so we can see it in the chat and answer some of your questions. It's very important, I think, to highlight that you don't need a teaching background or teaching experience to be part of this project. If you are just interested in teaching your language, if you know English, if you want to teach Portuguese and so on, this is an opportunity that you can take, because then you're going to receive all the training for the company and everything. So it's going to be all good for that. How is the living cost of Nicaragua? Cool. So in this link that you can see in the screen, and I think they will send in the chat as well, that is bit.ly Academia Europea booklet. You can see more of the living cost and all the information about Nicaragua. You can also see about how is the visa process, so what are the papers that you need, and all these kind of things.
Yes, so in the booklet, we already insert a link where you can also calculate yourself, like what are the living costs, what are the breakdown of these living costs at the end, for you to understand a bit more. So yeah, I hope that does answer your questions.
Yes, and also we're going to, like AIESEC, usually as well in the process, we suggest you some options of accommodation that also fits, of course, in your salary and everything. So you have to, like, we make sure that we can help you to get on accommodation and everything to make sure that you are living there with the salary and so on. And it says, what is the public of the students? Well, they have a lot, like it's a very wide range of students, because they will separate you, like depending on your level, they will put you, like, for example, to teach to kids, or to teach to adults maybe. So it depends a lot on like your English level or Portuguese level or the language that you're going to teach. But they have like a lot of range, and maybe they can give you, because we have some people that are teaching both like kids and adults. So like, for example, in the morning they teach kids, and in the afternoon they teach to adults and so on. So yeah, it depends a lot on the range that they put you, but it's very wide, the public of students. And we also have another question that is, Nicaragua is the only place to teach in Academia Europea? So far, yes, but soon, like we are managing to open opportunities in some other countries. So this is something that we are still talking with the company and so on, to make sure that in some other countries that they are present, we can open opportunities as well. But right now, the main opportunity is in Nicaragua.
So we have a question in terms of how long will the process take? Yeah. So I think it's better for me to answer the question. So ideally, we would want the whole procedures from when you apply to when you start teaching would be 22 days. However, it also depends on the workload that the company have, and like if we have a high number of applicants, it may take some delay from 1 week to 2 weeks. So yeah.
How is the country Nicaragua? Can you tell us a bit about it? Okay, so well, I've never been to Nicaragua either, but I've been like searching a lot of it, and like also understanding more about the culture and everything. And I think it's super cool because they have a lot of beautiful landscapes. Like this is something that I talk a lot with the people from Nicaragua, because they have a lot of like beautiful towns that are that have a lot of history. So this is something very cool. And some places where you travel and so on, but they also have like I would say different options of food and different kinds of food. So it's very good. And you can see, like, for example, Larissa was telling, like, I am very excited to try about the food and everything, because maybe it's very different from the food that we usually take here in like South America. So yeah, it's definitely like a very multicultural country as well, and they have a lot of history. I've been watching some videos and everything regarding. Yeah, it's very important to understand that part as well. But yeah, and like you can also in the booklet you can see like some photos, you can see and understand more about their history, their culture, and everything. Yeah. And we also have a question about the profile of the teachers. So maybe you can also answer this one.
So in terms of the profile of the teachers, we are looking for people who first need to be extrovert, because we understand that during your process of learning a new language, sometimes the student can be shy, sometimes they can feel a bit insecure about the language ability. So we would love to have like teachers who are very extrovert, who also why that you can show the friendliness to your student. At the same time, you also need to be able to showcase your professionalism in a professional but friendly working environment. And you need to also to have a certain understanding of and also passion for cross-cultural understanding, because of the just the characteristic of the company itself and the student that you will be teaching. Other things would be, we're also looking for people who will understand how to use the system language, where you can operate your classes on Zoom, on Google Meet, on WhatsApp, or any kind of method that you can also teach, because you will teach remotely for quite a time before you can teach physically in Nicaragua. We're also looking for people who you don't need any like teaching experience, but we are looking for teachers who will be able to have a very good verbal language verbal skill, where you can translate that easier to your students, and your student will get more exposure into like, oh, these are the way that how people communicate effectively. Yeah. You can, if you apply on our apply link, you can see very detailed of what are the criteria that we look into the teachers. If you do have any questions, after viewing the link, that we also put like a contact email where you can just email and ask more like what are the specific understanding of this criteria.
Yes, I think that's very important, and like people in general that enjoys to do that, you know, that you want to teach, that is dynamic, that you come also with some ideas to have different ways to include the methodology and everything, because it's very important how you connect with your students and everything, no? So yeah, I think that's the profile. As Min mentioned, like you don't need teaching experience or background, but it's very important like for you to be eager to do it, you know? And also we have regarding how many classes each teacher give each day. So that usually depends, but it's usually like around six classes, right? Like 6 to 8, like it depends on like your schedule, because if you need to like fulfill the 8 hours per work, like they will assign you classes according to that. And we have, I think, one more question. It's how can we prepare ourselves to each processes about interviews, CVs, and everything? So, Min, you can also go with this one.
Yes, so I think this is a very good question and everyone would like to know a bit more. So throughout the whole procedures, there will be guidelines and even email that we send out to guide you throughout the whole procedures. And in each email, we also would let you guys know about the tips. For example, like how to best prepare yourself for an interview, how to best prepare yourself during the evaluation week. And we will also give along the way, we will give like tips and guidelines for you how to make sure that you are the ideal candidate for the company. Other things I would recommend is that to really understand the job descriptions, to look through the criteria first. And if you think that you are the right fit to the company, if you're willing to learn, if you are someone who are interested in a very diverse, multicultural teaching environment and willing to learn more, willing to also understand like how you can develop your leadership and cross-cultural understanding, then apply. And throughout your apply procedures, I would recommend you guys to talk to AIESEC in Brazil and your exchange participant manager. They are the one who already have like a lot of other young people to go on these interviews, you know, and go through the whole procedures with like visa, logistics. So talking to them, I think would be the first thing I would recommend you to do. For some exchange participant manager, I think they also have some tips on how to best prepare yourself with the CV that you will hand in. So I think one of my best recommendation is that to showcase who you are and to give examples of how you can meet these criteria that we give out. Having a specific example would be amazing. And yeah, I think I hope that answers your questions. If you do have any follow-up questions, just feel free to email us or contact your exchange participant manager.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's everything then from our side. It was very nice to be here, and we really hope to see you applying. It's a very cool project, it's a very cool country, and it's a very cool environment. So thank you for coming here, for attending this small space, and anything you can just find every information in the booklet, so you can apply and contact us and contact AIESEC in Brazil as well. So thank you, and bye.
Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to your CVs.
Bye.